In today's video, I have a tiny $2 penny stock that is making big moves in the nuclear industry. In Q2, President Trump signed 4 executive orders to overhaul the nuclear sector, which sent nuclear stocks surging and created a golden opportunity. In today's video, I will be talking about Foremost Clean Energy. This stock is making serious moves right now, but it's somehow flying under the radar of most investors. FMST stock ran to a 52-week high back in June after running more than 700%, but the stock is back to a very attractive level once again, which I will explain in this video. Now we've got a lot to get through in this video, so I will try to keep this intro short. Can I ask you to smash the like button? It takes a lot of time to make these videos, but it literally takes 2 seconds and costs nothing to smash the like button, and it helps the channel out so much. I'm aiming to get 500 likes on this video. Help me hit that goal. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and hit the bell notification so you don't miss out on any new content like this. I want to point out that I'm not a financial advisor and this is not financial advice, so always do your own due diligence. Now let's get into it. Foremost Clean Energy is an emerging North American uranium exploration company focused on empowering the clean energy economy. This stock is traded on NASDAQ, ticker symbol FMST, and the Canadian CSE, ticker symbol FAT. As the demand for carbon-free energy continues to accelerate, domestically mined uranium and lithium are poised for dynamic growth, playing an important role in the future of clean energy. Foremost uranium projects are at different stages of exploration, from grassroots to those that have significant historical exploration and drill-ready targets, which I will talk about in a moment. The company's mission is to make significant discoveries alongside and in collaboration with Denison Mines through systematic and disciplined exploration programs. Foremost also has a portfolio of lithium projects which are located across 55,000 acres in Manitoba and Quebec. Now looking at the charts, we can see the huge run the stock had a few months ago. FMST stock ran from under $1 up to a 52-week high of $5.74. The stock has been on a downward trend for the past 2 months, but it could be poised for another breakout move as we can see here. Just one catalyst could send FMST stock on its way, and a catalyst could be on its way now. Now before I look at the investor's presentation, it's important to put some context on what's going on in the nuclear energy sector right now. Uranium prices have been rising for more than 5 years, peaking at over $100 in January 2024, but recently hit an 18-month low. Now uranium is on the rise again. In Q2, President Trump declared nuclear energy a national priority and signed 4 blockbuster executive orders to overhaul the nuclear sector, and this is a game changer for uranium explorers like Foremost. These include the reinvigorating the nuclear industrial base, ordering the reform of the Nuclear Energy Commission, reforming nuclear reactor testing at the Department of Energy, and deploying advanced nuclear reactor technologies for national security. This isn't just a small policy change, it's unleashing a uranium demand tsunami. And with the US relying on Canada for approximately 25% of its uranium, we should only expect that number to skyrocket from here. Meaning that Foremost Clean Energy's Athabasca Basin projects just became strategic gold mines. But Foremost Clean Energy isn't exploring just anywhere. This is the Athabasca Basin. This could be the most elite uranium-rich property on the planet. This is the only place on Earth where uranium grades routinely come in at 10 to 100 times higher than the global average. Now, Foremost 10 projects are separated into 2 distinct zones: the Eastern Athabasca Uranium Properties and the Blue Sky Uranium Properties. Their 10-property portfolio sits in the same proven geological corridor as Cameco's McArthur River, one of the richest uranium mines ever discovered. And the early results are already turning heads. Foremost's very first drill program at its Hackett Lake property hit 0.22% radiometric equivalent over 0.9 meters within a broader 15-meter alternation zone. That's well above the threshold for a profitable ISR mining, typically just 0.03 to 0.1%. This is the same mining method Denison is pioneering just next door at Wheeler River. So Foremost may be holding future feedstock for Canada's first ISR uranium mine. Foremost are miles ahead of other junior explorers. While others are still hunting for targets, Foremost is already intercepting mineralization at economic grades. They are in the exact right place at the exact right time. So a couple of weeks ago, Foremost announced drill was to begin at the Murphy Lake South Uranium Project. And now they have engaged Power Technologies to conduct an ambient noise tomography survey or ANT survey on the company's Murphy Lake property. The ANT survey is designed to refine targets along a notable trend of stacked graphitic conductors. It also aims to generate new targets which are largely untested by historical drilling. Importantly, this technology has the potential to detect features directly linked to uranium mineralization. Recent ANT surveys across the basin have successfully mapped alteration halos extending 1 to 2 kilometers, with velocity anomalies correlating to known mineralization at deposits like ISO Energy's Hurricane. Drilling will be commencing post-survey, but ANT sharpens our targeting and adds confidence as we test Murphy's most prospective zones. The recent launch of mining at McLean North by Denison and Orano Canada using the Sabre mining method underscores the significant production potential of the region, as it says here. Building on Denison's historical exploration work, Foremost is systematically advancing multiple discovery-ready assets towards resource definition and discovery, strategically positioning the company to be able to deliver responsibly sourced uranium in a supply-constrained market. Now, in terms of catalysts, the Phase 1 diamond drilling program is expected to commence upon the completion of the ANT survey in August, so this could be any day now, while a Phase 2 winter program is planned to expand on successful results and test additional conductive trends. In other news at Foremost Clean Energy, the company announced that it has exercised a low-cost option to acquire 100% interest in a 2,400-acre Jean Lake lithium gold project in Manitoba's Snowblake District. The purchase was made using a mix of cash and common stock to Mount Morgan Resources, who retain a small 2% net smelter royalty. And this is important, they also retain a right to repurchase 1% of the property for $1 million. So think about that for a moment. This property, if successful, could end up being worth a heck of a lot more than Foremost has paid for it, if just 1% could potentially be repurchased for $1 million. That's more than what they have paid now for the entire 100%. And while Foremost's main focus is on the uranium exploration in the prolific Athabasca region, the Jean Lake property is a prospective gold and lithium property where Foremost's initial drill program intercepted 7.5 over 7.66 meters in drill hole FM23-8 and 1.2% lithium over 3.35 meters. Looking at the recent investors presentation, Foremost Clean Energy is rapidly growing. Their projects consist of 10 prospective uranium properties strategically located within the world-renowned Athabasca Basin, totaling over 330,000 acres. Strong macro tailwinds. As we just seen, President Trump's new executive orders, and the company is positioned to help enable the uranium market renaissance, with over 20 nations pledging to triple nuclear capacity by 2050, during a projected period of sustained structural uranium supply shortages. There is also secondary lithium upside for this company, with 5 Canadian lithium projects. Then there is the collaboration with Denison Mines, and this is significant. Foremost deal with Denison makes it one of the rarest of rare junior explorers. Firstly, this deal brought Denison CEO and president a seat onto Foremost board, providing Foremost Clean Energy access to key relationships. But Denison Mines is a uranium developer and miner with access to a mill that separates uranium from ore. This suggests that if Foremost discovers a uranium deposit, they already have a partner capable of refining and delivering it to the market. The uranium market outlook is bullish, and the small modular reactor market is expected to expand to over $8 billion by 2028. These SMRs are considered to be the future of nuclear power, and some of the world's largest companies are switching to these in order to power their data centers. Late last year, Google announced that it's backing nuclear power to supply energy to its ever-increasing energy-hungry AI data centers, while Microsoft is also planning of tapping into these nuclear reactors to fuel growing AI demand. So the demand for nuclear power is increasing, and RBC capital markets have stated that one thing is for certain: more investment into uranium supply is required to keep pace with the growing demand. And that's why investors are starting to pay attention to Foremost Clean Energy. Foremost isn't just another explorer, it's a well capitalized, drill ready opportunity in a sector set to explode with a game changing partnership with Denison Mines. With Denison preparing to launch Canada's first ISR uranium mine by 2028, Foremost is perfectly aligned to benefit from that first mover advantage. Foremost holds 45 claims across 330,000 acres, surrounding some of the world's largest and highest grade uranium operations like Cigar Lake and MacArthur River. Just think about how important this can be. Unlike most junior explorers focused on single targets, Foremost is diversified across 10 separate properties. This dramatically increases the odds of a major discovery, putting Foremost at the forefront of a market set to explode. Make no mistake about this, this is not just a small market rally, this is a generational shift, and Trump executive orders just lit a fire under the uranium market. Trump's orders will quadruple US capacity to 400 gigawatts by 2050, requiring 2.5 times more uranium than today's entire global supply. The Defense Production Act now treats uranium as national security infrastructure, prioritizing contracts with allies like Canada that supply the US with so much uranium. We've already seen that AI and tech giants like Microsoft and Google are going nuclear, but there is currently a supply crunch, with 22 nations, such as Britain and France, pledged to triple nuclear capacity by 2050, but uranium mines can take more than 10 years to permit. So Foremost is perfectly positioned in the right place at the right time to take advantage of this. Just as uranium's supply crisis hits, analysts are projecting prices to triple to over $150 per pound by 2026. Denison Mines holds nearly 20% of Foremost. Their operational support, board presence, and technical expertise give Foremost Energy rare credibility for a microcap explorer. But guys, what do you think? The world demand for nuclear power looks set to skyrocket, demanding more uranium than ever. Foremost Energy's deal with Denison Mines looks like a game changer, but let me know your thoughts. Remember that I'm not a financial advisor and this is not financial advice, so I highly recommend you do your own due diligence. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next